Khao Sok National Park looks like a place straight out of a Jurassic Park movie. We traded temple hopping in Chiang Mai for jungle-draped limestone cliffs and still emerald waters. Our time here was peaceful, from staying in simple bungalows in the jungle to floating down the river in bamboo rafts. Khao Sok offered a truly immersive and spectacular experience. This was a journey straight into the heart of Thailand, proving that breathtaking experiences do not need to break the bank. To get from Chiang Mai to Khao Sok, we started our morning at the Chiang Mai airport for a 2-hour flight to Surat Thani. The total cost for both of us was 6,900 baht, or about $219. Once we landed in Surat Thani, a pre-arranged van picked us up and drove us about an hour and a half to our accommodations at the Monkey Mansion Jungalows in Khao Sok. The total package for the hotel, including 6 tours and 4 nights stay, cost us 14,000 baht, or about $446. We arrived in the late afternoon and spent the next few hours exploring our hotel and unwinding on the beautiful porch of our jungalow, soaking in the views. We loved it, but staying somewhere like this might not be for everybody. After that, we grabbed dinner at the hotel's restaurant for a great meal overlooking the jungle. After dinner, we kicked off the adventure with our first tour, a walking night safari in the national park. With our local guide leading the way, we saw tons of frogs, insects, and experienced the rainforest coming alive at night. The next morning, we got up early for a half-day hike. Breakfast was included with our package, and we had jok, a delicious rice porridge, and ours came with savory pork. Then we were picked up in the back of a pickup truck and brought to the main entrance of Khao Sok National Park, where we met our guide. We trekked through the jungle to a beautiful swimming hole. Along the way, our guide taught us about the incredible flora and fauna of the rainforest. At the swimming hole, we went for a dip, and the water was perfectly warm, even in the rain. After swimming, we walked back to the park entrance, bringing our total hike time to about 3 hours. Our ride was already waiting to take us back to the hotel, where we enjoyed another included lunch. It was the perfect way to refuel while taking in the beautiful views from the restaurant. We had a little time to relax before our next tour of the day, again starting in the back of a pickup truck. It was pouring rain at this point, but it was still comfortably warm out, and with ponchos, we barely noticed. Our next tour was bamboo rafting. We arrived at the river and were greeted by our tour guides. They did not speak English, but they were incredibly nice. Rafting down the river was peaceful, even in the rain. We were surrounded by limestone cliffs as we floated down slowly, taking it all in. We were paired with another couple for this tour who were on a separate raft. At the end of the river, we stopped at a pull-off next to a big cave. Our tour guide set up a fire and made fresh tea and coffee as we took in the surroundings. We got back to our rafts and floated a little bit further down the river, where we were picked up and then brought back to our hotel. That night, the town was alive for the Loy Krathong festival. Our hotel offered free shuttles to the village, which was a huge bonus, so we hopped on to grab dinner downtown. We saw hundreds of people floating decorated baskets down the river to welcome the good fortune. And afterwards, we found a great restaurant on the main strip and finished the night with drinks at a nearby bar. On day 3, we were up early for one of the highlights of our trip, a full-day exploration of Cheow Lan Lake. We hopped into our van for the hour-long drive to the marina. Before reaching the water, we had a small snag. Our debit card wouldn't work at the local ATM. And since there were no ATMs at the marina, and you need 200 baht for the national park entrance fee, we panicked for a second. Luckily, our guide was awesome and covered for us, and we were able to fully reimburse him later through our hotel. Learn from us and don't forget to carry cash. Stepping onto one of the longtail boats felt like entering a different era, almost like we were in a Jurassic Park movie. As we shot across the emerald water, we were surrounded by massive limestone carts thousands of feet in the air. While the lake is man-made, these cliffs are part of an ancient coral reef system that dates back 250 million years ago. Seeing this up close in the water was an incredible experience. Our first stop was at a cave. The journey through the stalactites showed us some of the park's unique geology. We also stopped at a small island along the way to stretch our legs, but the best parts were definitely on the water itself. For lunch, we pulled up to a floating restaurant nestled among the famous raft houses. We originally had considered staying overnight in one of these, but they can be pricey, and bobbing in the water may be a nightmare for some people. After a great local meal, we grabbed a couple of the kayaks. Paddling out into some of the quiet coves was a great way to see different parts of the cliffs. On our way back, we stopped at the Three Brothers, an iconic trio of jagged limestone peaks that you might have seen before. Our guide was amazing and helped us capture an incredible moment. Looking at those cliffs reflecting all around us is a memory we will not forget. By the time we docked and headed back to the hotel, we were exhausted from the long day. Khao Sok is truly one of the most beautiful places on earth, and seeing it from the lake is a non-negotiable if you're visiting Thailand.
For our last day, we had decided to add an extra tour. We had booked the elephant spa and hot springs experience. We were picked up by a van and brought to an elephant camp. I want to give a disclaimer. We would not do this again. The website describes an ethical tour, but some things didn't feel that way. When we arrived, we learned a bit about the elephants from the guide, then we were brought to feed them. We were able to feed the elephants by hand and take some photos. Then we walked with the elephants. Walking with them was the best part of the tour. If we could go back, we would love to do something more like this again. After walking with them, we went to the river where we were encouraged to bathe them. The elephants seemed okay with it for a little bit, but then they seemed ready to leave shortly afterwards. Next on our tour was the hot springs. There were a bunch of different temperatures to choose from, and it was super relaxing. We began to think about our day.
It didn't feel as ethical as it did in South Africa. I think next time I would have liked to just do like feeding them and walking with them and not totally bathing them.
We had one last hotel restaurant dinner when we arrived back, then we headed to bed, ready for our departure the next morning.
From jungle safaris to the towering cliffs of Cheow Lan Lake, Khao Sok exceeded every expectation we had. We're heading to Ao Nang next, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. But if you aren't done exploring Thailand with us yet, just click the video on the screen now and see what we were up to in Chiang Mai.